Over 300,000 funnels have been produced on ClickFunnels. And yes, we have transferred over to Go High Level. We did that about a year and a half ago. But here are some statistics directly from ClickFunnels. Over 300,000 funnels produced. And yet only about 2,200 people have produced $1 million from a single funnel. Guys, we've done this several times, multiple times. Produced at least $1 million from a single funnel. All right, and by the way, this is fact checked in terms of in order to win a 2 Comma Club award, you have to submit financials. You have to give your Stripe account information, your PayPal account information. They look inside your funnel. They check the number of leads. They check the transactions and the checkout pages. It is literally has to be verified. You have to submit a $500 deposit just to apply for a 2 Comma Club award. And again, guys, we're talking about ClickFunnels for a second here rather than Go High Level, although we're on Go High Level, but we're using ClickFunnels data for this video. All right, and so why are the success metrics in terms of the $1 million number, why are they so low? Why are they under 2% of funnels produce $1 million or more? Let's talk about that. Let's break this down. Do funnels work? Yes. Do Facebook ads work? Yes. Does organic social media work? Yes. Does Instagram work? Yes. Does TikTok work? Yes. Does email marketing work? Yes. So what differentiates a certain level of success? It's how you do it. It is how you do it, right? If you're posting on social media and not landing clients, it's not that posting on social media doesn't work. It's that your messaging, the way you post, the way you do your videos is not connecting with your target audience. All right. If you have a funnel and it's not converting, is it the fact that funnels don't work? It is not. Funnels do work, but it's what you're saying and doing inside the funnel that is not connecting. All right. Does TikTok work? Yes. All right. However, this is why some folks on TikTok have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of followers. The reason you don't have a ton of followers there is 1, because you're not posting, or 2, what you're posting in regards to your target audience isn't connecting. So the different marketing methodologies work, but it's always how good are you at them? How good and accurate are you at demonstrating your message and providing value to a specific audience and conveying that particular message to that specific audience? All right. And so all these different marketing mechanisms work, but here's the problem. At first, you're not going to be good at it. And what we normally do is when we're not good at something, there's a level of resistance, which makes us not want to do it. So then we don't do it as frequently. So that makes our progress slow down in terms of getting better at the thing. And then we switch to a different vehicle. And when you switch to a different vehicle, you're starting back from zero. It's a really interesting phenomenon how we bounce from strategy to strategy to strategy. If you choose a strategy and you know it works, all right, you need to stick with the strategy until you master it. Now, the only time that you should transition from a strategy and a conversion vehicle into something else is when you recognize and you're looking in terms of looking into the future that at some point it's going to no longer be effective. All right. And so this is the thought process and mindset that I have had the last 40 years is I was tired of hopping from marketing strategy to marketing strategy, only having to restart and go through the very difficult initial ramp up stage of learning a new tactic, learning a new platform, learning a new skill. And then the platform changes, the algorithm changes, and I have to restart all over again on a different platform with a different medium and a different strategy. And all of that, right, takes away from our energy and takes away from our momentum, and it makes growth slow down. And so I was thinking, right, 4 years ago, I said, I am going to burn out if I keep having to switch and follow the new social media trend and the different platform and the different strategy of the month and everything else. I was like, is there a particular singular strategy that I can go 100% in on and just continually optimize and get better at it that I believe is going to be here for the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next 15 years, the next 30 years, so that I do not have to bounce ship consistently and restart the marketing strategy. And that is why I've gone 100% in on mini workshops, all right? Because they worked 5 years ago. They still work today. They're going to work in 5 years. They're going to work in 15 years. I do not have to worry about algorithms, AI coming into the picture, or anything else. All right, those are all tools I can use and platforms I can use to drive traffic to our workshops. But the main marketing strategy and vehicle will always be mini workshops. And so, as what I see a ton in the industry right now, and I go back to the example of 300,000 plus funnels, and only 2,000 of them, 2,200 of them have produced $1 million, it's because most of us immediately jump to a different strategy, and then we're restarting the entire marketing process over again. And that takes away from, again, your energy, your momentum, your results. All right, because you're getting good at a million different things, and you're not even getting good at it, you're getting decent at a million different things. Instead, lock in on something that's here today, is going to be here in 5 years, here in 20 years. Get super good at it in your space, run it over and over and over again. And the folks that have done $1 million+ from a singular funnel, all right, that is what they have done. They're just optimizing a single funnel and their traffic strategy, and they're doing it over and over and over again until it produces $1 million. Well, most of us are not doing that. All right. And so, again, all marketing strategies and platforms can work. If you see success in your industry and niche with a particular strategy, then yes, you can duplicate it. If it's not working for you currently, it's not that the strategy doesn't work. It's that the way you're doing it doesn't work. All right. I have been to I love Mexican food. You guys know that. Tacos are my favorite. Had some tacos last night. I love Mexican food. All right. But guess what? I have had terrible Mexican food before. The salsa was watered down, was terrible, not good. The meat wasn't good. Cheese wasn't melted. I've had terrible Mexican food before. Guess what? That does not mean all Mexican food is terrible. It's still my favorite type of food. All right. And the same is true with whatever marketing approach and strategy that you are deploying right now, is that if it's not working for you, you're just not doing it right. You're not cooking the food correctly. All right. And when we grasp that concept, right, what you then can do is you can get rid of all the noise, and you can laser in and focus on getting better at the one thing rather than hopping ship to the next new fancy fad of the month. Because when you do hop ship to the next fancy fad of the month, right, all you're doing is restarting from ground zero. You're having to learn a new platform, a new TikTok dance, a new Instagram update, and your momentum slows down, your frustration goes up, and you lose a lot of energy, because when you're learning something new, it takes more energy. All right. Things that you've done before, you do on autopilot. Driving your car to the grocery store, you do without thinking. You're so confident you will make it to the grocery store that you don't say, I hope I make it to the grocery store and back. You talk as if it is absolutely going to happen. Hey, I'm going to the store, then I'll be back in 15. You say it like it already took place. You're so confident in your ability to drive to the store, park, grab groceries, and come back. You say it as like it is guaranteed to happen, as if there's not going to be 100 other drivers on the road with a bunch of metal around them that could be drunk, could be doing something crazy, that could crash into you. You say it like, I'm going to get there and I'm going to get back, because you've done it so many times. There's so much repetition that it's easy for you, and therefore you have a ton of confidence in knowing that that is going to be the end result. Well, when you take that level of focus and repetition, you put it into a particular marketing vehicle, right? All of a sudden it becomes second nature to you, and you can do it over and over and over again. Your results will compound, your growth will compound, all of the things. All right. And so the only time you should hop in vehicles in terms of marketing approach and strategy, right, is when you recognize that your current strategy is going to expire, and that there is a better vehicle that has a much longer horizon of continually working for you, and that your efforts there will compound over and over and over and over again. Again, this is the reason why I got rid of hopping from different social media trend to social media trend. As a matter of fact, I haven't posted on Instagram in terms of a business related post, I think in months. And I haven't posted on TikTok, I don't think in over a year. Because I was looking at it and I was like, why am I spending so much time trying to grow on a new platform? And by the way, TikTok, if you guys didn't know, there's a lot of bans in different states across the US that you're not allowed to use TikTok in certain states in the US anymore. And until TikTok is either purchased by a US company, or something changes with data policies and regulations and so forth. And so I'm not trying to grow over there, because as soon as I saw that there could be issues, I'm not going to put my time and effort over there. Ask yourself, what's here today? What are skill sets that are here today that I can develop today that will serve me today, next week, next month, next year, 5 years, 10 years down the line? certain skills will compound in marketing. I love mini workshops, but there's other skills as well that will compound. I'm not just going to say this is the only main skill you need to know. Things like email marketing was here 20 years ago. Here today will be around, I imagine, in 20 years. Email marketing is a great one. Learning to tell phenomenal stories, right? Stories have lasted millions of years. It's kind of what most religions and things of the sort stem from are stories, right? Stories is another great one. Sales, right? Always need to be able to sell. All right. Way you just communicate in general, right? Getting better at communication, not something that is a fad. And so start to go, how can I develop more of these core fundamental skill sets that I know will always be a part of marketing, regardless of platform changes, regardless of regulations. Again, I can't tell you how many friends, family members, clients, and even myself have lost social media accounts. Guys, I lost my Twitter account 40 years ago with 22,000 followers on it. All right. And now there's somebody running around on Twitter with the handle at Dino Gomez. And I haven't even looked at it in forever, but there was no customer support for when my account was hacked for me to even retain or provide my driver's license to get that account back. We had a client last year lose her Facebook, a client the year before lose her Instagram. Again, we don't own these social media platforms. Keep that in mind. Learn evergreen marketing strategies, learn sales, learn communication, learn to tell stories, learn conversion vehicles that will always be around, such as workshops and so forth. There's certain tactics and skills you must learn. Copywriting, all right, video marketing, being comfortable on video. All right, in the next 5 years, 99% of all web traffic will originate from video. If I ask you this question, what is TikTok as a platform? It is a video marketing platform. You cannot post still frame photos on TikTok. That platform has grown tremendously fast because video is taking over the internet. If you are uncomfortable on video, you know what a skill is that you have to develop today? Being comfortable on video, being able to act normal on video, being able to articulate your message on video, being able to record and or edit video. That is around right now. Now that might change a tiny bit, but that is a skill that will always serve you, is being comfortable regardless of circumstance, speaking from stage, presenting on a workshop, talking to the digital camera, doing lives, whatever it is. These are tactics and skills that you want to develop because they are here today, will be here tomorrow, will be around in 10 years. And so when you start focusing your efforts more on learning skills and strategies that serve you today and tomorrow, right, you're setting yourself up for long-term success. And again, when you get hyper-focused like this, your productivity massively increases. Guys, I do not work insane hours. As a matter of fact, I normally take half days on Fridays. I normally end the workday between 2 and 3 p.m. during the week. All right. And people always ask me, how do you produce so much content? How do you get so much done? It's because first off, I don't scroll social media that often. All right. Very, very seldomly. When I do check social media, it's for 10-minute increments and only to respond to notifications I have. All right. And so otherwise, all my actual productivity and time and energy and focus goes into skill sets and tactics and serving clients, things that I know will help me today and help me tomorrow. And all of that compounds very quickly because all of my competition is hopping from one tactic to the next, and they're having to restart the entire process all over again. And that is why it's a hamster wheel over there. Whereas for the last 40 years, I've been focused on one thing, getting better and better and better at it, and doing it over and over and over again. And confidence levels go up, results go up, and it compounds, just like investing in some type of vehicle like the stock market or the S&P 500 or something where it grows automatically for you. When you start to look at where should I put my time and energy in regards to learning and in regards to investing and acquiring skills that will serve me today and tomorrow, ask yourself that question. Is it one of the core fundamental principles around the manner and or the vehicle in which you communicate? Communication is probably the golden thread of marketing. All right. When we look at any social media platform, any form of marketing, whether it's written, whether it's video, whether it's in person, whether it's on TV, radio, doesn't matter. Webinar, workshop, all that's happening is a form of communication. All right. can you get better at the psychology of communicating your value to your target audience and positioning yourself to be better and faster and easier than the competition? That's all it is. All right. Video marketing is your ability to communicate with words. All right. Written copywriting is your ability to communicate with written text. All right. You have to learn how to communicate. And so, where has my time been going in terms of personal development and investment as it relates to marketing and business? It's how to communicate better, right? How do I better demonstrate my value to our target audience, right? And position ourselves against alternative options in the marketplace. I'm constantly studying that. Why do people buy? What makes people want to have an objection? All of these things, because this is a compounding skill set. And that's the way that I've looked at marketing. I would say the last 4.5 years is putting all my time, energy, and effort into things that will serve me today and tomorrow. Dr. Danny's in the building. Good to see you, bud. See a question coming in here. Do you believe in niching down to an avatar? Let's dive into this one real quick. Yes. Yes and no. I believe more in psychographics rather than demographics. Dino, what's the difference between a psychographic and a demographic? Let me tell you. A demographic normally is about a personal attribute. The person lives in New York. They are male, and they're between the ages of 30 and 40, and they want to lose weight. Like, that's a demographic. It's an attribute about the person. A psychographic, think of the words like psychology. A psychographic is about what their beliefs are, what they desire, what they're afraid of. And so psychographics can be, rather than you have to be male between the ages of 30 and 40 and want to lose weight, that's demographic. Psychographics can be, hey, this individual, right, values health, values sleep, they value time with family, they value travel, and those are the psychographics. So if I'm marketing to a psychographic, I don't care if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I don't care if you're male or female. I know what you value is family, health, travel. And those are like the common denominators there. And so if I have a product or service that gives you more time with family, allows you to be healthy, and allows you to travel, well, again, my clientele might be folks in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond, but they all have the same core beliefs and values. So I believe in marketing to psychographics rather than demographics. There are circumstances where it makes sense to speak to demographics because a certain event might happen at a certain stage of somebody's life. For example, we had a client that graduated our program last year, and the individual focused on a particular health issue that happens at a particular age. And so it made sense for him to know if he was going to do any type of advertising, he should be advertising to people that are of the certain age where the health issue occurs. All right. And because very, very specific scenario there. But otherwise, I know what space Dr. Danny is in here. Otherwise, I prefer marketing to psychographics. All right. If you're helping somebody, and this is kind of a little bit of what one of our clients does. If you're helping somebody with career development, well, somebody can suddenly wake up one day and want a raise or want a different job or want to switch industries or want to work from home. Somebody can wake up one day and want those things, and they could be in their mid-20s. They could be late 30s. They could be early 40s. They could be mid-50s and still wake up and say, I want to advance my career or alter my career. And so if you're a career development coach and consultant, you're marketing to psychographics. What you don't want to do if you're a career coach is market to demographics and say you have to be in your 20s. You would be chopping out a massive part of your target audience. And so what do? Marketing wise, we market to psychographics, right? And our clients are in this like 30 to 40 year age range gap. Like some clients are younger and some are much older, right? And that gap happens, but everybody's in a container, right? Desiring the same thing, right? I want to grow my coaching and consulting business. I want to attract more of the right fit clients, right? I want an evergreen marketing strategy that I can run on repeats over and over and over again. And so our clientele looks very similar, and people come into our mastermind and they go, wow, I have a bunch of new online best friends, and everybody is super positive. We all get along, and I've private messaging with people, and this is awesome. And the reason that happens is because our marketing is to a psychographic. And so everybody comes in with the same belief system, the same values, the same desires, and everybody connects. And so I do very much believe, especially in the online coaching and consulting space, when you market to Psychographics, you end up with a bunch of people that get along inside your programs and that have a blast. And that helps everybody grow faster and get better results. So if you're in the online space, Psychographics, for the most part, unless you're in one of those rare special niches where an event happens based on normally a certain age range. All right. Again, health problems can happen at a certain age range. And so it would make sense that you consider demographics in those examples there. The other time to market to demographics per se is if you are really gung-ho on only working with a specific gender. All right. So we have clients that only want to work with women or only want to work with men. Of course, you are then going to speak to the fact that that's part of a demographic attribute there. All right. And so, but we also have clients that work with male and female. And how do you attract male and female? Well, you're marketing to psychographics rather than demographics. Demographics would include gender. All right. So generally speaking, I prefer psychographics because I enjoy working with both male and female. And so our programs are always mixed as the result. But everybody comes in with a similar mindset, and they come in with similar problems and issues and desires and values. And that is the result of speaking to Psychographics. So great question there. Chris, good meeting you today, bud. Had a ton of fun. And sent you a private message as well, so let me know if you got that. Jay, happy Friday, bud. Good to see you. Excited for your presentation in Seven Figure Visionary on Monday. We're doing a round robin on Monday inside of the mastermind. And so a round robin is where we have, I pass over the stage and I say, hey guys, it's your turn to present. So we have 6 different clients presenting across 6 different industries. And for 15 minutes, they're each going to give us their best stuff. And it's always just a ton of fun doing the round robin calls because I learn a ton. I'm always learning from our clients. Our clients are in all different industries. Last year, I was learning a ton about what it takes to run your own ranch because one of our clients, she graduated the program. She is a farming and ranch consultant. A lot of people during COVID moved out of big cities and moved into rural areas. But coming from a big city like LA or New York, moving out into a bunch of land and trying to run your own farm with cows and pigs and horses and chickens and everything else for your first time ever can be very difficult. There's not a lot of online tutorials about how to run a several acre farm when you are a city boy or gal. And so she was a farming and ranch consultant that would show city folks how to actually run a property. And so I learned a ton from her in that process. But on Monday, we have our round robin presentations. And again, this is where the entire mastermind learns from each other. So looking forward to having Jay there. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for you today. Again, main takeaway and lesson here. Realistically, what you are doing has the potential to work, to be effective. All right. If it's not working for you and simultaneously you see it working for others in your industry, in your space, all right, it's not that the strategy doesn't work. It's that you are not working the strategy correctly. Again, there are 298,000 funnels built on ClickFunnels that haven't produced $1 million. We have done it twice in 2 different industries to 2 different target audiences with 2 different offers. Our system and process and approach works and is replicatable. I don't know why I switched industries after the first one. Right, that was a mistake. I should have stayed there. But, right, I made the critical, and I'm talking against it today, which is funny. I made the critical mistake of getting bored. I was like, well, that was fun. Let me see if I can do it again in a completely different industry. I had to rebuild an entirely new audience from ground zero. I went from working with agency owners who were SEO experts, and I was like, oh, well, let me work with coaches now. I had 0 coaches following me. I got rid of 30,000 agency owners following me and decided, let me start from 0 with 0 coaches following me and do this again. And that's what we did. I built my following of coaches and consultants, which is probably why you're here, from 0, and deployed our mini workshop strategy and had a brand new audience, no followers, had to create a brand new offer, a brand new message, all from ground zero, and we did another $1 million in the coaching space there. All right, and then since then, of course, I have moved over to Go High Level, and I'm loving Go High Level. We made that transition again, if you're just joining us, about a year and a half ago, and it's phenomenal, phenomenal. So there will be no more of those awards, but I am looking forward to Go High Level finally coming out with their funnel awards. But again, the main thing is that if the strategy is not working for you and it's working for others in your niche that are competitors, it's not that the strategy doesn't work, it's that you are working the strategy wrong. That's the big lesson. And the second main takeaway is, what fundamental core principles, strategies, philosophies can I master and continually get better at today that will serve me down the road? Things like sales, things like storytelling, things like running workshops, live trainings. All right, critical. Email marketing was here 20 years ago, will be here 50 years in the future. You own that. It's not a platform. Ask yourself, what are those fundamental core skills I can get better at? Understanding your target audience better, all right, is always a great one as well. You can control that. It's not a social media algorithm. It's not a new platform. These are things that are controllable. So all my time I put into focusing and mastering the core elements, and then I can deploy those fundamental skills and approach and psychology and information across whatever platforms pop up. All right, but you have to nail the core fundamentals first. So that's it for today, guys. I hope this was helpful. This was day number 44 of our 100-day video marketing challenge. We'll see you guys over the weekend. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about Mini Workshop Maverick as well, let me know.